Am I allowed to restart? Okay, I was like, wait a second. It's okay, I've recorded like 1,001 videos for my students by now, so I should be ready. Okay.
Anytime.
Hi everyone, my name is Kelly, or if you go to Newbridge School, you might know me better as Miss Bukowski. I am a teacher at Newbridge, but I also have been working on some STEM projects with the Boys and Girls Club. So today we are going to be making marble runs. This is going to be kind of a different project because it is an engineering challenge. So there's not going to be one right way to do that. So I have this list of suggested supplies here. And you'll notice it says suggested because there's not one right way to make this. So some ideas might be some paper, some index cards, which are these little guys right here. Like that. Oh, there we go. Okay, sometimes they have lines on the back, but you can just use paper too. So another good thing is masking tape like this, or you can use any tape. If you have some cardboard or some old boxes in your house, I'm going to be using a cereal box today. Another fun one is Legos. I know a lot of kids have Legos. And then lastly, you're obviously going to need a marble. I did put, if you don't have a marble, you can use any kind of small ball, like a little bouncy ball. Just make sure if you use something bigger than a marble, you make a bigger marble run. Okay, and lastly, I put an important reminder to ask your parent before cutting anything up, because you do not want to cut up something that they are using or something that they need. Okay, so I'm going to show you an example that I made. A marble run, if you don't know, is just something that has sort of tracks that you can put a marble through. So I'm going to show you kind of from the top here. You can see that my marble is going to start up here and it's going to hopefully come around this curve and come down into this bottom piece here. So I'm going to just show you. I have to hold it kind of flat here, but my marble rolls down and hopefully you heard it hit. I'll do one more time. You can hear it hit the little door at the bottom. Like so, okay? So this is one example. You'll notice there are a couple important parts to a marble run. You need to have some kind of support, something that's gonna lift up your tracks. And then you wanna have the actual tracks. When I say tracks, I just mean sort of like a half tunnel, or you can actually use a regular tunnel if you want, where the marble's gonna roll through. Now you wanna have sides to it because you don't want the marble to just slide right off, okay? So I'm gonna show you a couple ideas for how you can do this. If you have some boxes, or like this is a cereal box, you can see, what you can do is you can cut sort of a strip. I'm gonna just cut a strip here. And remember to ask permission or ask for a parent's help if you need it. And then what I'm gonna do is just kind of hold the sides up like that. Okay, you see that? Okay, and then, so then what you have here is you have the sort of track where the marble can run down. Show you an example. Like that. It's pretty simple, but it has the sides that are going to hold it in. Now here's what's cool if you can just make some basic tracks like this. If you have a wall in your house, which I assume you do, you can use some tape and you can tape these right to the wall, okay? Now this is pretty simple to do. The one trick with this is you want to make sure that your track isn't too wide. If it sticks out really far, it's going to kind of slide off the wall and you want to be able to hold it up, okay? So if you make some tracks like that. Another tip, if you want to do something like what I did on the Legos, if you have these index cards or any kind of paper really, you can just roll it up. To get sort of the half roll, I just rolled up the index card into a little tube and then let it go. And you can see that it has this sort of, this sort of half pipe look like a skateboarder, right? Or you can roll it all the way in a tunnel. Just make sure that if you have a tunnel, it's big enough for the marble to go through, because obviously some marbles are different sizes, okay? So that is pretty much it. Remember that when you're engineering, you want to do more than one iteration, which means more than one version. So when I made this marble run, this was probably my second or third version. I had to change my supports because some of them were too high or too low. I had to change and figure out how to make a curve in an index card. So you always want to do more than one version to make it better, because odds are you're not going to nail it on your first try. Even the smartest engineers do not nail it on their first try, so you want to try multiple things. The last thing I'm going to show you, my favorite tip that I've learned, if you want to know how to put a curve in an index card, since that's something I mentioned I had to figure out, what you're going to do is you're going to take your index card and you're going to cut about 2/3 of the way up, maybe a little more than halfway, just not all the way through, okay? So you can see I cut most of the way up. And then what you do is you can just overlap like that. And now you've got, you can see my index card is, I think I should do it over here, is curved. Okay, and then you can just put a little tape in there and that will hold that curve together. And that's how I made this crazy looking curved tunnel on my marble run. All right, So that's it. We look forward to seeing what you come up with. Feel free to send us pictures of your marble runs. We'd love to see them.